Today, you must prove that you understand legibility by tattooing watercolor tattoos.
Awesome.
Watercolor tattoos are by far the least legible tattoo style I can think of. It can't work together.
These tattoos mimic watercolor brushstrokes to create vibrant images. And although these tattoos play fast and loose with both color and shape, it's still crucial that you make sure your tattoo is legible.
Watercolor tattoos can be a muddy mess. Colors could run into each other, and it's gonna be hard to tell what it is.
You have 6 hours to create a legible watercolor tattoo. And your time begins now.
Woo!
Let's do this.
So I'm gonna have you stand right here.
Team Nunez is coming off a pretty bad flash challenge, and they come right into watercolor tattoos. A lot of them are just abstract, and having to create something that shows legibility is a tough challenge.
Bleeding, can't look.
This is the first time in the competition that I'm finally allowed to do color. So my strategy is to do an absolute color bomb with this tattoo.
I like the design.
It's gonna have like a frosted kind of look to it.
It's a good day for Kelly.
That one spot killed. Load of adrenaline running through me right now.
Good. Get that adrenaline buzz. Kevin gave me the tattoo that I wanted, and I'm so stoked. Coming off of that flash challenge, I need to kill it in this tattoo. I'm going to get whatever strength I have left and just pull it all out and do a killer job.
I felt like you had the funnest one.
The funnest?
Yeah.
I was like, Kevin, you don't want hers?
I was surprised he didn't take her.
Yeah, I mean, I would've.
Yeah.
3 hours to go, Team Nunez.
My first watercolor tattoo.
Yeah, so at least I could say your first watercolor tattoo was for $100,000.
I think Kevin's crazy for taking the hardest tattoo of the day. The thing that is gonna win this competition is getting people out of your way.
Man, I keep telling these cats, like, it ain't close enough to taste it or smell it yet, you know what I mean?
Relax. It's hard to relax when you stab me with a needle.
This butthead finally takes some of my advice. Now we got a design that both of us can agree on. But now my canvas is jumping, he's pulling away. I don't know whether to call this guy a pain in the ass or a dick, so I think I'm gonna call them both.
It'll get easier as we go, man. What, my arm's gonna get numb? Is that why?
Final hour, Team Nunez, final hour.
This canvas asks for a watercolor wild orchid on her sternum. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
You want to outline everything black? I was thinking that the insides, this flower should be like minimal outline.
Of all the canvases, even though this is the one that I feel the most comfortable with tattooing because I feel like it complements my style the most, it's the least legible subject matter.
Let's do this. Outline on the outside, the inside no outline. This is gonna be hella risky.
I kind of feel like I shot myself in the foot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, machine's down, time is up. No more ink. Team Nunez, today you had to show legibility by creating a watercolor tattoo that's readable from across the room. Kevin, let's start with you.
Kevin, my big problem with this tattoo is legibility. What kind of flower is this supposed to be?
It's a wild orchid, which in real life, I feel like most people wouldn't know what kind of flower it is.
This one area where you have that nice dark purple and it pushes that petal forward, if you would have at least had more of that, it would have played a lot stronger.
I was gonna do the lines on the inside, but she told me she didn't want the lines on the inside.
You still want your image to be crystal clear.
It's a flower. You may not know what kind of flower, but...
Yeah, but regardless of what flower it is, I could still be able to see a petal and see where it goes, where it's folding without that strong outline or without any definitive shape. The middle does look like a mess.
Eric.
Well, Eric, I like your graphic image of the eye. I love the center of the pupil. I love the iris. My biggest problem with this is this blue and these negative space white circles in there. They don't look that crisp. As far as capturing the watercolor look, you didn't really pull it off.
I don't agree. I like it. I think you did a great job. The color that you did, where the magenta color and the blue mix, it looks like it got diluted on the skin. That hits watercolor. I think you nailed this tattoo, man.
Thank you.
Sketchy.
Sketchy, there's no questioning your technical abilities. The outline's crisp, the color is saturated, the blends are very smooth, but overall, it's a weak tattoo. You spilled a bunch of color on it and you called it done. It's boring, man.
I'm not very familiar with this style of tattooing. Maybe I played it safe.
Part of this challenge was using watercolor to create a legible image, whereas this is legible if you didn't put any color in this.
You guys are on my team a lot today. As long as you hit the look and legibly see what it is, it works.
What's the point of having it be a watercolor challenge?
No definition on what that watercolor painting had to be.
Here, you take away this black outline, all you have is 3 colors random.
That is exactly my point.
I hit the challenge. I mean, you don't have to like every tattoo I do.
Nikki.
This is kind of what I expected to see today, instead of like what we saw with Sketchy. Your color splats go with each shape of the heart, and you actually create a lot of cool textures and depths with your color tones. It's a super smooth technique.
The use of the black and the way that you gave it that brushstroke feel, it has a really strong look, and it will hold up as to what it is over time. I think you did a great job here.
Thank you.
Kelly.
Kelly, I love this tattoo. It looks like light colors of watercolor have been blended. Every color you have blends very smoothly to very dark tones and even black. I think this tattoo is great.
The ink really flows, bleeding the colors and really seeing the ink move in the lower portion of the neck with then your little highlights. That really shows nicely the color play and the looseness. You really do a stand-up job here.
All right, guys, time to determine who had the best tattoo of the day. Chris, this is your team?
I like Nikki and Kelly.
Nikki and Kelly crushed this challenge. Do you have a final decision here?
It's actually tough.
I tried making it look as true to the actual paint and moving of watercolors.
Kelly's looks like a really smooth tattoo, and Nikki's really looks like a painting.
And Nikki's looks like only watercolors were used.
Based on the technique and the effort of moving the color around the skin, I'm with Nikki.
Being what the challenge is today, Nikki, you killed it.
I agree. I'm going with Nikki as well. The judges have decided the best tattoo of the day goes to Nikki. Well done.
It's awesome. Didn't expect that.
3 of you remain, but there are only 2 spots in the live finale. Every drop of ink counts. You will have 5 hours to tattoo, and your time starts now.
I almost think maybe it should be like black and gray. I don't think anybody's going in that direction, but...
You do you, man.
Okay, cool. A win right now would be amazing. Now I gotta try and do a badass watercolor. Gian doesn't do watercolors. I don't know if Ryan does much watercolor either. It's something that I do. I'm gonna try and kill this thing.
You making the tigre?
Doing a tiger.
Nice, dude.
Torn between, should I just go black and gray?
Nate just blew my mind. He wants to do black and gray for the watercolor tattoo. You could if you want to lose. But that doesn't look very watercolory. You're gonna go up against 2 other people that are doing full color rendition, so it's immediately gonna take you out. I can't really give you any great advice other than don't do black and gray.
Okay.
3 hours, Team Peck.
I really didn't want to do watercolor. I like to do readable tattoos, and watercolor tattoos are not readable at all.
That's pretty cool.
Well, that's my goal. I don't do normally like watercolor this style. I don't want to do crazy colors going outside of the lines. So I'm doing a clean ass line work on this tattoo, making it look like pen and ink. I'm just gonna try to go for real splashes of watercolor on this guy's skin. How's everybody doing?
I saw Ryan's.
Ryan's did outline?
Yes, but not like yours.
Gian's line work is gorgeous, but watercolor tattooing does not rely upon line work.
See how mine stands up to her. She's good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
God, that's gorgeous. Killed it.
Oh yeah, man. I like it. Awesome.
Nate didn't end up doing black and gray, but his tattoo still does not look like watercolor. all I can feel is confidence. I'm not worried about the boys. They can duke it out tomorrow.
Today, you completed your 10th hour of tattooing. Team Peck, you had to continue in the marathon creating watercolor tattoos. Let's start with Nate.
First off, it's a striking image. It stands out, definitely screams it's a tiger from any distance. But as far as the shape of the tiger, the way you've ended this tattoo, it kind of looks like that purple splotch is supposed to be its ear, but then there's not enough at the back of the head to really be the shape of this tiger. That orange ends too soon, because obviously his head goes bigger in the back.
I treated it more like a painting, I think.
This reads more like a tattoo of a tiger that morphs into watercolor areas.
I kind of was going for that morph look a little bit.
Either way, it's a killer tattoo from you.
Thanks.
John.
I love it. It's like a cool pen and ink drawing with a hint of watercolor. The black line that you have to represent the water, those pen and ink details you did are beautiful. The shades of blue that you have in the bottom really does look like watercolor. But as my eye moves up, the color choices in the sails, chartreuse and yellow and brown in the sails, it's just strange.
I tried to just go like really muddy, like a broken down pirate ship.
The sails look like a sheet somebody used for paintball practice. This tattoo doesn't have an overall finished artistic look. It just looks like the outline was already there and then you spilled a bunch of paint on it.
Ryan.
I like the use of the rich black. Really helps give this thing structure and dimension and depth. You were able to achieve a lot of layers and detail just with color shading. I love the way the colors blend from one to the next.
The fins are what make this tattoo completely. It's a very loose tattoo, but you really anchor it in with all the black you use and the black shading. It was a wise choice.
Thank you.
It is time to decide who has the best tattoo of the day and secures their spot alongside Kelly.
Looking at all three of these tattoos, the one that looks the weakest to me is Gian's.
Which is a shame because I love his drawing.
I know. It just turned into one of those tattoos that looks like a coloring book where the outline was there, and then the kid just spilled paint all over it.
The battle is definitely between Nate and Ryan.
Ryan definitely could have upped her color palette a little bit. Would have been a lot more appealing if it was brighter. Nate's choice to put the purple in the stripes and have it blend to the orange gives you that hot and cold plate.
I like Ryan's balance. It's got so much heavy blue towards the tail section and the top, but just this little hint of blue coming off the front and off of the back of the spine, it really balances the piece nicely. And I think Ryan gets it today.
My vote's for Ryan.
The judges have decided the best tattoo of the day goes to Ryan. Congratulations, Ryan. You have earned your spot in the live finale.
Thank you so much.
Gian, give me watercolor coral reef.
What's up, man? How you doing, man? You must be my canvas. Here it is. I think this is a winner.
That's so tight.
I'm just doing the watercolor drips on the sides. I'm gonna use all my traditional skills, and I'm gonna try to make this thing look like a watercolor painting. All right, buddy. I'm going for it. I want to prove to America that Puerto Rico has some badass tattoo artists. I really appreciate it, man. You're doing so good, man. Going against these girls, I still think I get a chance. I would love for there to be a female ink master, just not this time around. May the best man win.
Let's see your master canvas, man.
Let's see that tattoo. Wait. Take it off.
Let's reveal it. Gian, what was your plan here, man? I mean, that was a tough ask from Kelly. What was your plan?
That was a what?
What was your plan?
You know, I was really nervous at first, but after thinking about it, I was kind of excited. You know, it just gave me an opportunity to show that I'm very diverse and that I got what it takes to be Ink Master.
All right, Chris, what are your thoughts here, man?
Well, Gian, all season long, you've done consistently beautiful tattooing. You've never been in the bottom. Oliver pointed that out. And you have steadily been able to really push your craft and really show people that you know how to apply solid tattoos that heal really well. This tattoo is really strong from you, man. The color palette on this is dynamic. It's strong. It has a lot of beautiful detail to it. The standalone skull, the placement of it really, it shows itself. It doesn't get lost in the piece, and I think you did an overall beautiful tattoo.
Thank you. This challenge of doing a watercolor coral reef was insane, and you were set up to fail, but instead you turned it around and you did a beautiful tattoo. So this is how tattooers watercolor. Tattooers watercolor with outlines, tattooers color with black, and this tattoo has that soft, fluid color blending that really looks like a painting that we would do. Not what people are thinking of a watercolor painting that would be in a museum, but the detail in this tattoo is amazing. The outline is solid. The color saturation is beautiful, man. It is a top-notch tattoo.
All right, Gian. Thank you.